All right, we're going to try and do this with two hands. One hand on the camera, one hand on the flashlight, one hand on the connector. Wait a minute, I don't have enough hands. Anyways, this is the RadioShack Pro-2036, I believe it is. And we've got the case off. And there's a good number of screws, typical stuff there. Same size for anything else. Here's the bottom of the board. And right here is where the power comes in. Uh-oh, too much light. Sorry about that. Just outside of that light right there, those 3 pins off that trace, north of that screw, 3 pins off that trace right there. And let's see if we can just try and do this. I wonder, see if I can employ, yes, torch on. Ta-da! All right, so hands free. Now, whoop, manipulation here, and I'm gonna manipulate this. I don't know if you can tell. One pin does move. It's either a broken or cold solder joint. I'm gonna have to re-solder that right there. See that one pin moving? I'm gonna have to fix that right there, and that should take care of my power issues. Now I don't know if there are any mods on this, any modifications at all. I don't see anything. And the way the screws came out of this device, it was very easy, or difficult, excuse me, like it was never done before. I don't know, is that, what is that? Is that some kind of weird marking on the chassis? Same way over here? Maybe that's just showing age. I don't know. But it's not too bad, I guess. It shows some age. But I don't see anything too bad. Pretty neat little setups on here. Somewhat newer technology. Ribbon cables and plugs. It's pretty straightforward. It looks like a missing screw right there, but I didn't take it out of that hole. Ground screw, I think, for the grounding for that front panel there. And more ribbon cables for display, I'm sure. Whatnot. Ooh, it does look kind of dirty on the inside, doesn't it? Is that corrosion? Or is that plastic? I'm not sure. It kind of feels like some kind of residue of some sort, but it didn't seem to affect the operation of the radio. See if anything noticeable here. I don't see any particular markings that I need to pay attention to. That might be on the other side of the board. Let me pull this adapter out and we'll flip it over to see what we can see. Now I noticed that this right here does have mounting bracket screw holes there, and they're threaded. They're obviously threaded. And I got a Pro 2001, I think, that has a bracket on it. Ugh, interesting. That's the way these things work, I guess. They plug things up. NPC PLL 2002 Motorola, I guess. I don't know if that's the board, the CTCSS decode board. I see other markings, other chips. Well, one other chip. And a crystal, oscillation crystal probably. But you see the numbers right there. This is the first time I've opened this, so I've never seen the inside of this particular radio. That right there might be where the tone board goes in for tone decode. There's another set of pins right there. There's another oscillation crystal. Wow. Quite a few chips in here that I'm not familiar with. One adjustable pot. I don't see any damage to any capacitors or resistors. That looks like right off the power supply right there. And there's a transformer that comes into the from the 110 part of the power supply. Oh, look at that. There's a transistor right there. And cable or connections. There's the back of the display board. Look, there is a memory battery. Doggone. And it's probably one of those that has to be soldered in. It might be where you can swap it out. It looks like it's suspended right there off the card in midair. So it could probably be replaced, which is very interesting and promising. I bet the same kit for anything else you can use to swap out those memory batteries can be done here. Because I know when this thing loses power, obviously, it loses its memory. Which one is this? You can see that. Wow. This is an interesting thing. I didn't think it would be quite that interesting. I see a little bit of, well, let's see. I hope that's just copper and not anything rusty or water damage. Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, it's the same as the Uniden. On the inside, there's the board number, I guess. That's really cool. So anyways, I'm going to try and fix that. That should fix my power issue because sometimes, occasionally, even though it sits still by itself and you don't touch it, and all it's doing is scanning, it will turn itself off, or it will cycle off and on, and off and on, and off and on. And sometimes it'll just turn off completely. You can watch the LEDs dim, and it still scans. So I can notice right away it was a power issue of some sort. And sometimes it would stop altogether. You could hear the audio disappear in the middle of a scan, and it would just go away. So that's really promising. That wouldn't take much, I don't think, to disassemble the face to get that battery changed out. But I'm not too worried about it because most of the time I just leave this stuff plugged in, and I don't worry about losing any memories. And it's only so many memories, and it's going to be common stuff anyways. I'm not too worried about losing frequencies right now. But so far, everything looks good except for that darn broken solder joint. Right there on the top. That's where it's broken. And I expect that's probably the positive lead. It looks like the other two are on the ground, I expect. So I'm going to give it a shot. I can't do it on camera. I don't have any way to do it on camera. Hold the camera and solder at the same time. I guess I probably could try. But for the sake of doing the job and doing it right, I'm going to try not to do that. I was just making sure I was recording, and I am. I see the clock on the bottom of the screen. Very simple on the back. Power. You got the auxiliary RCA there. I think that's for audio tap or tape out. Looks like the attenuator switch. I'm looking at this stuff upside down. And the antenna, the BNC connector. It looks a little dusty. It's kind of hard to tell because of the glare from the torch there. And there's a number on the back. It looks like a relatively high number, 10,770. But it's a great radio. It just needs a little maintenance, and I'm going to see if I can pull it off. So wish me good luck.